5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Boy, I'm looking forward to this interview, Robin. I was watching our next guest online, and I realized as I was watching her that I've already seen her before. She is probably one of the most famous people in the world, and I am not kidding when I say that. She is Meg Flather, and just real quick, I want to tell you a story about Johnny Carson years and years and years ago. He introduced a woman as the most famous person in the world. And out walked an Asian woman, and the audience laughed a little bit, and he said, "What are you laughing for? She is the most famous person in the world." She did a TV show in China. I think she did the news, actually, and so she had more viewers than anybody else in the world. Therefore, by definition of what fame is, was the most famous person in the world.
Yes.
Meg Flather is probably close to whoever that Asian woman is or was. I don't remember her name. But Meg has been on TV on QVC and so many other shopping channel type things, and she's going to explain all this. In addition to that, she's a singer and an author and obviously a very personable person. You know who I was reminded of, Robin, as I was reading her story? She's got some sad moments in the book as well, by the way. So there's a book, there's a CD. We want to let you hear her singing, too. I got the CD all ready to go, hopefully. But you know who she reminded me of? She reminded me of, oh, gosh, who's the lady I like from the Travel Channel? What's that lady's name?
Oh, gosh.
Brown, Samantha Brown. She reminded me of Samantha Brown because Samantha Brown had aspirations to be a Broadway star, and then I guess she went to New York City from wherever she originally was from, upstate New York or something, and then found her niche, I guess, in the Travel Channel, being such a beautiful to look at person, a vibrant personality, a smart lady, and all of these things apply to Meg Flather. And I hope I'm not sounding like I'm kissing up to her, although I wouldn't mind. But anyway, Meg Flather, let's say hello to her. TV host for QVC America and Canada Shopping Channel, singer and songwriter, and a beautiful one at that. An actress, the Backstage Bistro award-winning performer featured in The Gay Men's Health Crisis.
Yep.
At New York's Webster Hall. Good morning, Meg. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. You're terrific.
Oh, see, I did all that just so you would say that. Everything I did was all planned out. It was very strategic on my part.
I have nothing more to say.
No, you are. I really am a fan instantly. So tell me something. Where are you right now?
Well, I'm sitting at my desk in New York City on the west side with my 15-pound cat sitting on the bed looking at me, not even aware that we're on a radio show together. I just think that is the wildest, most amazing thing, that I'm sitting at my desk with my little, landline.
That is cool, isn't it?
From like the Radio Shack or something. And then you're a fancy, radio guy in Gainesville, Florida.
Fancy.
Very fancy.
I like the adjective, fancy.
You're very fancy. And by the way, the lovely lady that picked up the phone is pretty awesome, too.
That's Robin. She is very awesome.
And everybody needs a Robin, right? There would be no Larry without a Robin.
Absolutely. No, there would not be. I would not be here. Well, you're so kind. I just love talking to you. I knew I would, too. I mean, I've been watching videos for the past 6 hours, I guess, of you.
So have you picked up the phone and purchased some skincare?
No. I'll tell you what. I have watched the shopping channel, and I've never. Well, no, I take that back. I have purchased some stuff, but I mostly watch it just to look at you.
Oh, well, it's an interesting. I tell you, the thing about the book that I think is unique is it's really 3 stories in one. It's first that New York woman coming of age story in the 80s, in the 90s, the crazy jobs, the crazy boys, looking for mentors, trying to find your way in this town.
I don't hear about the crazy boys.
Well, their names have all been changed. They're guilty. No, but they were all necessary. See, it's also about the life lessons, like that all these situations.
Oh, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. Next time I'm inappropriate, I'm going to tell somebody, I'm a life lesson. Just
Exactly. Yeah. I'm helping you grow. That's what you say. I'm helping you grow. But then the second layer of the story is an artist trying to find their true voice. And really what I went through a journey of, first it was the musical theater acting, then it was, doing the cabaret. Then it was singer-songwriter, and then this parallel career of really voiceovers and corporate films and commercials, and the amazing smart agent putting it together, saying, you're standing behind almost every great cosmetic counter in New York City, helping all these women with their skin. Why don't we get you on TV doing it? So it's that story as well. And then most importantly, it is a story of self-acceptance and kind of standing in your life and saying, this is what happened for me, this is what I can do, it's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because my new theory, Larry, is that we all go exactly where we need to go. We just lie to ourselves a little bit. We have a fantasy about ourselves.
That is
not bad.
That is very profound and very probably absolutely true. But I must tell you that I wondered about the core of you, which I believe is the singer-songwriter. I believe that's the core.
Yes.
Just like with Samantha Brown, I think there was a core that wanted to be on Broadway, and ended up doing whatever she ended up doing with the travel, which was lovely. I mean, it was beautiful for us. Same thing as with what you do. Although I'm looking forward to learning more about you from the creative aspect. I listened to a few of your songs, and we want to. Are you okay with us?
Please.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway. The book is called Home Shopping Diva, Lessons, Lyrics, and Lipstick.
Yes.
And I love the title.
And Meg, was it hard to be exposed? You're not exposed on the shopping channel. You're not exposed on QVC.
Right.
In the book, and really, you are, and you're not exposed with the music. You are,
yeah,
but
you're so. God, Larry, you are a really perceptive man. You are very perceptive. I should be paying you.
Wait a minute. What was my adjective?
Checks in the mail.
What was my adjective? I'm fancy.
You're fancy.
You're very fancy.
Where did you grow? Wait.
And enlightened.
Where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in the Philippines because my father was a Peace Corps director under the Kennedy administration, and so we were one of the first families to serve overseas, and I was their little love child born in Baguio. The first 5 years of my life, I lived in Micronesia, Malaysia, and the Marshall Islands, specifically Saipan. And then that ended by 1970, and we found ourselves in the suburbs of Massachusetts, which for me was culture shock, because I was used to all these, amazing, exotic women carrying me on their backs with sarongs. And
I wish I had that experience.
She'll hook you up. She's got connections.
That's so brilliant. You're so brilliant. No one has ever responded to the story that way. You're a first. And then, thankfully, in a weird way, they got me to New York City when I was 13, where I lived on Roosevelt Island, that island in the middle of the East River.
Really?
Then we moved to 20th Street, and I actually went to the High School of Music and Art in Harlem. And that was another turning point for me of being around an incredible campus of all creative people. And we were all sizes, shapes, colors, religions, financial brackets.
Yeah.
And we were all completely connected. There was no crime. There were no fights. There was no problem. It was such a great experiment of if you get kids passionate about something, anything, they'll all get along.
So
it was music.
Is your speaking accent something you worked on? Because I can't even detect one. I'm sure if I was from England, I would.
Well, if I leave you a message on your machine, sometimes I'll listen to my messages to make sure I don't sound like a total idiot. Do you ever do that? You'll listen to your message before you send it?
No.
Oh my God, you're not a girl. That's a girl do.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Okay, Robin, please help me, Robin.
Yeah, we do listen to them before we push that send.
Exactly, especially if it's a member of the opposite sex, or if it's a boss, But I'll notice in my A's, the Boston will come out in my A's because my father had a very thick
really?
accent. My mother did not, but I think one of the reasons I didn't get the accent is I grew up listening to musical theater. So when you listen to Julie Andrews, it's it neutralizes everything. So I'm acting out the British accent in My Fair Lady by myself, so to neutralize the Boston accent.
Do you know what you just reminded me of from the book that I could relate to was meeting somebody famous who was super famous, but you weren't really a super fan until you met them. Barbara Streisand you met.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me a couple times. I met somebody who, I never thought twice about them, and all of a sudden, whoa, I go buy a record or something, or a book, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, she was the most radiant being I've ever seen, and for me, it was her energy. I've always, of course, admired her. Who doesn't love the way we were? I just actually bought the DVD. It's I need to have this in my home movie supply.
Yeah.
But it was her essence as just being Barbara. She was completely powerful. And, of course, our exchange was everything about me getting her to her personal shopping appointment and out of her life as quickly as possible, I'm sure, on her end.
Yeah, right.
But you didn't have all positiveness during your career. You had some not so good things that you overheard, and you could have caved and not moved forward, but you did. You didn't let that deter you.
And to answer, both of your questions, I think the reason I was willing to expose myself and tell the story is, for some reason, I'm not shy. I don't think I'm special, and I don't think I'm terrible. I just think
You're
sort
fancy.
of am.
You're at least fancy.
Oh, am I fancy?
Well, if I can be fancy, you've got to be fancy. There's no way that I am and you're not.
Thank you, Larry. But, I think for me, I have all these younger, really cool people in my life that I mentor. And I didn't, I'm not a mother, so there's a way to sort of mother all these young artists and actors and college students at the gym and all these people that I encounter. And I wanted to sort of document, it takes a while to get your act together. And I think because of this society and all this technology, everyone is in such a hurry, and they're so impatient, and they're not giving themselves their 20s and what that's about. And that, honestly, it's basically, if you can get through your 20s and keep a job and keep an apartment and keep yourself alive, that's a huge accomplishment. You don't start to like yourself at all till you're in your 30s, and even that's hard. So I feel like a lot of my book is in hopes of other people, that are marching down these same paths of trying to be an actor, trying to be a singer, trying to be in cosmetics, trying to make it in any city.
Right.
That you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be.
And who was there for you, whether it was somebody you actually knew or somebody you admired maybe through the media, like TV or a book or something?
I had a series of mentors and angels, I swear to you. And that's a lot of what the book's about. There are various chapters about one person in my life and what they had to do with helping me, whether it was a fellow performer, whether it was a therapist, whether it was a teacher, whether it was a neighbor down the hall who said to me, "Hey, you're a makeup artist, want a job?" Like, just people reaching out to people randomly in New York that you're not really close to, and some of them are in your life for a lifetime. And then some of them are in your life for that 5 minutes of time, but they actually change your life. They put you on a path you didn't expect. And so the book pays tribute to the mentors that stayed in my life and the mentors that stayed for 5 minutes. And then in between each chapter, I have the lyrics of my songs that reflect where my story is at the time in the book. And that was really fun for me. When I figured out putting lyrics in the book, it really started to happen for me. Because the lyrics are as much a part of the story as I am, and the lyrics tell the story as much as I do in between the chapters.
And Alan seemed to resonate what you have just said.
Yeah. And Alan was my beautiful, beautiful ex-husband and guitar player, and was supposed to be in my life for a while. And he just got married. He's really happy, so everybody wins.
Oh no! I heard that. I could hear the vibrations there. That was a rehearsed line.
Gosh, can I tell you, that was the first time? You guys are really prepared. I tell you, I am so impressed.
That was a rehearsed line. I could hear the woman in there. I could hear.
You know what? I have to correct you, my dear Larry.
Okay, go ahead.
What I do actually is I'm what you call a brand ambassador. So what I do is I represent the vendor on QVC. I don't work for QVC. I represent the brand being sold at the time. So
is that right?
So my job is very much like what we're doing right now.
So you must have a lot of contracts.
Well, no, because you have to be. I wish no. You have to really just kind of have one or two because the customer doesn't like it, and rightly so. If you're associated with all these products, it makes you look like you're only doing it to make money, as opposed to really being passionate about what you sell. And what I get to sell is Strivectin skincare, which truly, in my 25-plus year career in cosmetics, is the finest skincare I've ever had.
This is the niacin thing, right?
Yes, the niacin thing. How do you know that?
I've been studying you.
He's fancy. He knows.
I'm fancy. Of course. Of course. It took 30 years. It took 30 years to figure out how to get niacin into the water-soluble skin, or something like that.
Yes. The Dia 114 molecule. Larry, you're hired. You can do my 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah, the molecule. I didn't memorize that. What was it called again?
Yeah, the NIA 114 molecule. They took niacin, and they had to get away. They had to find a way to get it to absorb into skin through skincare. So they had to put a little fatty tail on it, and they created the NIA 114 molecule, so the niacin could travel through the skin. And the whole point of difference is it actually improves the skin barrier function, so it addresses all the signs of skin aging by getting your skin to behave again. And that's why I love it. It's not like a quick fix.
Do you put it on your face?
You put it on your face twice a day. We have lots of products.
Okay,
if you want to watch me, can I plug?
I want you to plug. Yes, I want to watch you plug. But can I just go ahead? Go ahead.
October 28th at 4 a.m.
on
QVC. Set your DVR. We're going to have a full-hour show.
What time?
Trivectin.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
I know.
October
I know.
28th.
Eastern time. So you're selling to England.
That's it.
Because England is awake at that time. So
I wonder who I'm selling to sometimes.
Let me tell you a suggestion that I have for every woman who wants to try any of these things.
Yes.
Just take a bath in it. Don't just put it on your face. You want to know why? I live in a very retired area.
Aw, Larry.
No, I'm trying to be helpful here.
Yes.
Look. I see some women with these beautiful skin faces. Everybody made fun of Joan Rivers, but I think her face looked pretty nice.
Oh, she was amazing. And I met her a few times. She was the most wonderful woman. She was such a team player. She was just like everybody else in the green room, getting ready to go on and sell her products. She would take the same van from the same Sheridan down the highway to do her shows. She was so generous. If you had, I used to do a lot of benefits, for acting companies in New York, looking to make money so they could do a show in New York. As soon as she heard there was a benefit going on and actors were looking to raise money to do a show, she would send you all of her products, or many of her products, so you could raffle them off. She did whatever.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah.
If somebody had a personal tragedy in their life, flowers would be sent to their house with a beautifully written card. She was everybody's mother.
That is sweet. Mother. That is sweet.
And I thought she looked pretty darn good, too. What blows me away is she's exactly my mother's age. And she was so full of, sharp as a tack, full of vigor, huge loss.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah. And she would have been
that way too.
And your mom is that way. And she would have been Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee guest on the first one of the new season or something.
Oh, that would have been the best
Did you know that? I know.
Yeah.
Right now, the best one is the one with, what's her name? The one with the station wagon?
Yeah,
Sex in the City.
Yeah.
The Sex in the City lady.
Parker.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually caught that one.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Well, so let me finish my point. My point is that you see,
a bath.
I don't know what I don't know what Joan Rivers looked like beneath the neck and above the shirt, but do you know that space, the neck? It looks old. That looks old. The face looks young.
Well, that's why we have the top-selling neck cream in America, Larry, because we got that niacin into the skin and the neck, and it's huge, the results.
Okay. I don't see beneath that part in most women. In fact, in any women anymore. But
don't believe him.
What if you just took a bath? The whole body would look young, right?
Well, the thing is, Larry, different skin needs different formulas because it's going to absorb differently. Like your eyes need a specific treatment because the skin around the eyes is very thin. The neck needs its own treatment because the skin on the neck is very thin. Like a hand cream, you wouldn't put a facial cream on your hands. You wouldn't put a body cream around your eyes.
I wouldn't. Really? I wouldn't.
Yeah, well,
know
you really shouldn't. You shouldn't, and especially with women because they get very delicate. We put a lot on our faces. We got the primers, the foundations, the powders, the blushes. I mean, what women go through is just insane. So what I love about Strivectin is they figured out treatments for different skin delivering these active ingredients. And it's no nonsense. There's no mineral oil. There's no parabens. There's no petroleum, no dyes, no alcohol, no perfume. So anyway, I'm honored. So that's why I say I'm a brand ambassador.
I know. I can hear it. And Meg, I want to switch from QVC to VH1. I want to play some of your music.
I wish. Oh, please.
Let me play. I don't know. Let me see. What do I have on this thing here on the computer? I have track number 1 through 13 from disc 1. Tell me which track I should play.
Okay, read some of the song titles for me, and I'll tell you which one.
There's nothing on the label.
Oh, yeah.
All the way around.
Around the top?
Yeah.
Robin saves the day.
Around the...
Around the circle.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Oh, read the titles. Okay. Number 1 is, hold on, we're going to turn it on.
The early ones are a little somber, so we want something to
Are you playing the piano on these things?
No. I write the songs, but I hire the finest, most gorgeous musicians to make them even better.
Okay, hold on. What do you write on? What musical instrument do you write on?
I sing into a tape recorder melodies that I hear in my head, and then I can go to the piano and figure it out. But I honestly, these songs come to me. It's very.
So Boy George said. Boy George said the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And we have so much in common.
All right, here are the titles: "Wake Up Call," "A Song of Roses," "With a Snap," "It's About Time."
Do It's About Time.
It's About Time, right?
That's my theme song, and
right.
It's good for all the people listening because it's all about the fact that we are never too late. It's never too late.
Oh, I love that. See, I like that.
Life.
I like that message. Okay, let me make sure that you can hear it while we're playing it, and our mics will stay live. So, but we won't talk unless you want to.
You can talk. You can talk over me.
Wait, no. Let's see. Number 4. Number 4 is It's About Time. All right, let me play number 4. I hope I do this right. All right, here we go. Here's number 4, and
you guys are the best.
This is It's About Time. Here. Can you hear it? Here it is.
Oh no, this is a different one, but this is good too.
Oh, that's not it.
No. It's About Time is not that one. That's Kiss with Our Clothes On.
Kiss with Our Clothes On. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong disc here.
Oh.
I'm looking at disc 2, and I'm reading titles from this one. Disc 1 is in the machine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have no idea.
You're fabulous.
All right, hold on.
We're like Lucy and Ethel here doing this.
We are Lucy and Ethel. You should see me in drag. Hold on, here we go. Listen. This sounds pretty cool, actually.
This is good. This is called Kiss with Our Clothes On.
Kiss with Our Clothes On. I like that. Hold on, let me see. Wait till you start singing. Are you dancing in the studio?
I hope so.
Here we go.
Probably.
2, 3, 4, go. Sing.
Let's take a breath. Let's take a beat. Let's take a stroll. Hold hands on the street. Talk in the present tense. Return to innocence. 'Cause we're playing with matches. We're dancing too deep. Up to the edge of a cliff that's too steep, too soon. Lighten up this tune. We can kiss with our clothes on, anticipating. We can flirt over the phone while we are waiting.
Oh, man.
'Cause there's a one thing I know. I got the time to watch this thing grow bit by bit, day by day.
Oh, this is telling the guy, no, it's too soon. We're going to do it.
Let's take a breath.
Oh, I know what this song is
Take a beat.
You know who you sound like? You sound like a Broadway version of Carly Simon.
Oh, you've just made my day. She's one of my heroes. Well, you know what it is? It's a combination. If I were to say my desert island, women albums would be Joni Mitchell's Court and Spark. It would be probably, I would have to say Carly Simon's Best Of because I couldn't choose. Suzanne Vega's very first album. And Annie Lennox, anything Annie Lennox.
Oh, isn't she great?
Annie Lennox has a new album out. Did you see it?
I haven't picked it up
It's called,
yet, but I just...
it's Remembers or something. Renders. I don't know.
She even has the most cool Christmas record. I mean, that woman can do anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've got a beautiful voice, too. Don't take it away from yourself. See, Rob and I talked about this. There are some people who will switch to other people right away. They won't talk about themselves. I just figured out you're one of them.
That's right.
So we have to stay on track because we got a minute left.
Right.
I do have to say something, though, how you talk about your grandmother in the book and the situation of her passing, but how you sort of held everything together. You are an amazing woman.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
well, it is the moral of the story is that the lemons are what we need in life, and that's how we get the lemonade. And I'm now in a situation where I'm caring for a mother with Alzheimer's, and it's the best thing I've ever done. And it's hard, and it's exhausting, but I feel so alive because I know I'm part of something very alive.
Wow.
And
Meg,
I feel like you need this stuff in life. So the book is about realizing that the stuff that's hard is what makes us interesting people.
Meg, we've got to run, but I think we just made a friendship with you.
Yes. Oh, please, let's do this whenever you want.
Go to megflather.com, Flather, Meg Flather, beautiful in every way.
Aww.
Meg, thank you so much for being on. It's an honor.
You,
I wish I wasn't rushing, but you know how it is. You got to go to that commercial. No, I'm fancy, not famous.
You're fancy.
He even skipped a break for you.
I did.
All right.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you, guys.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. There's been another sighting of an accused cop killer in the mountains of Pennsylvania.
Students in the Pocono Mountain School District aren't going to class today as school is canceled because of police activity near the building. It's a precaution officials are taking after a local police officer saw a man dressed in green in the woods, a man that could be Eric Freem.
Fox News Radio.